Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to be talking about algorithm system that exists within your cloud. This is essentially your gear system in this game. So you want to farm these pieces and you equip onto your character, and your character will receive some of the stats from the main stats as well as the set bonuses to do additional things when you attack and tackle down different levels of dungeons and such. So let's jump into video and talk about this gear system, which is kind of complex, but hopefully by the end of this video I explained well enough so you have a good understanding of what the algorithm system is, and when you start to go and farm this thing, you know what you kind of want to keep and what you should be aiming for in the future as well. So let's jump into video and talk about algorithm system within your cloud. So first thing we have to talk about when it comes to algorithm, they come in very different number of grades. So there is blue one, as you can see, and there is also purple one. Then you can see I'm using the gold one right here, or orange one. I think that's the official translation is. So orange one is essentially the best, but to get the orange one, you have to clear up to chapter 4-15, so you have to finish the chapter 4. From there, you are able to farm this gold one very efficiently. It's kind of like Genshin Impact's artifact farming. You know how you have to hold yourself until you hit AR 45. From there, you are able to farm the highest difficulty one and able to get all this gold artifacts, and those ones are you are going to be using. It applies the same in your cloud. You want to wait until you clear all the chapter 4. So when you start farming algorithm, you are going to be showering with more orange ones than the other stages you try to clear before. So just make sure to not dump all your keys into lower level ones. You want to save your keys until you are able to unlock this and farm this orange ones. So next part is actually talk about the pieces and what these numbers and the stats are supposed to mean. So first thing we have is the name of the set for this algorithm pieces. So for example, I'm using set called the Matrix, which is one of the best DPS sets that you can acquire right now. Besides, it has a dash number, so the dash number means it is one piece slot. As you can see, for this one I have a 2, this one I have number 3. So to finish, let's say for 3-piece set bonus, you have to have a number 1, you have to have a number 2, you have to have a number 3. So for example, until today came, I was stuck with only 2 pieces of Matrix 1 and 2. I could not get to 3 until much later today, where I actually got to farm more Matrix pieces. Now I'm actually able to finish the sets and have a 3-piece set bonus, which is really nice. So that's how kind of set system works, as well as these numbers are supposed to mean. The next step is we are going to be talking about the main stats and the other stats exist within this algorithm pieces. So you have the main stats here, and the main stats cannot be changed, so remember that. And we also have a substats as well, which could be rolled to become orange at the end of the day, and trying to play with the RNG to see what you get. If you play MapleStory, if you play Counterside, or if you play any other games with the gear system where you are able to re-roll the gear stats and such, the substat is the one that can be rolled, and you just keep trying your luck until you get the 2 best options. You are going to be entering a dungeons of your choice in each day, and you are going to be seeing which set is you need, and you're going to fight your ways to get that individual pieces you want with the right numbers and such. Next battle is the set you get is the right main stats. Let's say if I want to finish Hubble, I have to get 3 different pieces with the 3 different hash rate as the main stats. So as you can see, I have a piece 1 with the main stat with the hash rates, piece 2 with the hash rates, and piece 3 with the hash rates. So now I actually complete the sets. Basically, I finished half of my farming already. So that is incredibly good. So what I'm left with now is trying to reconstruct these gears by feeding the same pieces I have. This main stat is pretty much garbage. Basically, no one really uses this. Maybe down in the future, after years later, there might be a character that's a meta that uses the stats, but most of the time you will either use attacks, as you can see why I locked it, and hash rates. Those are the 2 pieces, or those are the 2 main stats that you are going to be running on this particular set, and most subsets for offensive slots anyway. So you still don't want to dismantle it, So that's why we'll keep it. But for the sake of video, I'm just gonna add in to show you what reconstruction does. And as you can see, if I reconstruct, oh blah, so purple stat went to gold one and the yellow one changed its stats. So even though attack value isn't that great on Hubble, I actually tuned this to 2 double orange stats, so that is very good and I want to keep this. So hopefully guys by this point kind of understand what this algorithm pieces are supposed to be. So you got main stat, like I said, you cannot change, but you also got the substat that can't be rolled. So I just showed you that I rolled it. Now I just have to grind out, feed more pieces in, and get the right one, which is a hash rate or something that is useful on Hubble. So I think we talked enough about algorithm pieces itself and how kind of finish sets and such. Let's jump into other menus within the screen. So first menu you kind of want to notice is algorithm efficiency, and what this does is basically boosting your main stats. So Hubble I already finished, so let's kind of move on to Nanaka. As you can see, I have to feed these items, or I have to feed the blue ones to increase its XP this way. You can actually do a quick select and select all the blue ones, and as you can see it goes up. So let's go and feed this, and voila, it's done. You don't want to feed the purple one, which I will tell you in a minute, but the rest you kind of want to use these keys or sometimes the orange one, which boost up really good. So those are the ones you want to use, and there is a couple ways to get them, which we'll talk about in a bit later part of this video. But that's what this section really is, to boost the main stats of your gear. They also have auto equip functions, but if I press this, it's actually going to mess up my setup, so it doesn't really work that well. And when you look at the set, there is a recommended sections, so it kind of follows the recommended section and equips it, and they're usually right. They're actually pretty good. I think it's much better than what Girth Frontline 1 had with the auto equip function they used to have. So yeah, this one works great. It's just that if you start to want to min-max things, it's probably not the best. So as you're starting the game, I would just say trying to equip this by pressing auto equipped, and sometimes it will give you wrong main stats. Then switch that out and apply the right main stats onto it, and you should be able to do just fine. And when you check out your character, when you get it, usually the 3-star character, you will see a lot of these are locked away. So even though I want to use like 2-piece sets like here and there, I cannot use it because they're locked away. How do you unlock these locks? Basically, when you go your neural expansion, there is additional upgrade every time you raise it starts, but you can see algorithm slots increased. So as you get your characters up to 5, it will unlock them slowly. Usually this last one here, as you can see, those are at the 5-star, and these ones should all unlock the useful ones, so you can equip your sets, like 2 sets here, 2 sets here by 4.5 star. Might be 4-star, could be wrong, but you have to get to that level so you are able to use this 2 set piece bonus, because this set piece bonus are much better than single ones, so just remember that. And let's actually talk about decomposition as well. So this is basically dismantling your algorithms. The blue one, like I said, you want to feed it to your like a character. Purple one, as you can see, are the kind of iffy ones. These are not something you want to keep around unless you just want to finish maybe your 3rd-piece sets because you're missing one of the sets in orange color. So that's okay, you can keep some of those, but this is not for end game. The sets are way too low, so you definitely do not want to use these sets down in the road. But what you can do with these is you are able to shred these, all of these, to get this item, which is called the algorithm fragment. So when you go to factory, you can craft that with this algorithm fragment. So if you need more of these locks, yeah, you can grind it this way. So there we go, I got 4 of these. That's very nice. So you can craft the purple one as well. You can also create the single piece or the 2-piece, which I don't think is really recommended, but what you want the most is this one where you can reconstruct your algorithm pieces, or trying to go with this. So main idea is just feed all the blue ones to your character, purple ones trying to dismantle all of it, but just for now keep it because you have 1,000 storage room, and I think it gets bigger down in the road, so just wait for now. You don't have to be in a rush, just keep everything because you're not going to go and start crafting all these crazy things right after, right away. You just kind of want to wait out. So just keep those purple ones, but you should know eventually you are going to be using these pieces to just dismantle it and use those fragments to craft a useful item down in the future. Now the last thing to show you is how to kind of farm these algorithm pieces. I can auto battle this pretty easy right now, so I'm just going to show you right here in a minute. But each day it has a different drop. So Monday it has certain sets, Tuesday it has certain sets, Wednesday it has certain sets, Thursday it has certain sets, Friday it has certain sets. Usually there is at least one or two, usually two or three actually, really good sets that you want to keep around, and that will last pretty long time in the future as well. But other than Saturday and Sunday is less RNG basically. So you can farm these items no problem. And in the future, when the Chinese server comes, they are going to be having additional sets. So they are going to be adding one more set to your pool, and you actually have a prioritized drop on that as well for 15 chance a week. So there is something like that. But as of right now, this is what we have. And that kind of new sets we'll talk about more in the future, not right now. But basically, you just enter the dungeon, you farm your characters with whatever best character you have, and just trying to borrow the friend's units if you're having trouble. That's what I did. I tried to borrow another DPS from a friend to clear the boss, but now I am strong enough to farm this automatically, no problem with my characters. And as you can see, that's how much it drops. It drops blue ones, it drops the purple ones, and it usually drops like a 1 gold one. And the gold one has to have a right stats, and it should be a right piece, meaning that if you want the piece number 3 for matrix sets, that's what I was looking for earlier. Yeah, you need to hope that whatever is dropping here is the one you want. And if I get the wrong set here, then that's not what I want. But 2, yeah, that's bad, because this is like DPS 1 and its defense is useless. This one is also pretty bad, so yeah, I'm definitely not going to be keeping this. I'll just feed this. And after you farm it and it's garbage, what do? Like I said, go back to your character. This is basically the daily loop of it. Go back to your character, and let me throw this in. And garbage. Garbage again. Garbage again. Garbage again. Because what I was aiming for is another orange stats to be changed, but I did not get lucky, so I have to just wait. So I think we talked a lot about algorithm today. We talked about the main status, we talked about sets, we talked about what this dash/number means, we talked about substats, we talked about how to reconstruct them items, we talked about which ones to decompose and shreds them to get the fragments and use those fragments to craft the right one. We also talked about how to get these algorithm pieces. What I forgot to mention is you can also go to the shop, and you can also buy some of the packages time to time. They come with the selection boxes, so this is a quick and easy way. If you want to swipe, yeah, you can get it. And as you can see, I can get the 10 basically reconstruct this generator. So this one I just consumed to re-roll my piece basically. When it comes to set options, I think it's best to leave to like a character review video. Then I'll talk about which is the set you want to go for that character, and which is the bottom stat you want to go for with that character. But as of right now, I think we should just kind of leave this behind. I don't know, but like matrix piece is good, so that's one thing. Matrix piece is good. Progression, this one is good for healers. Attack speed is good for like Angela. This one is good for some other character in the future. Lord limit, it works with like only one character, I believe. That's like a meta, and she's really far away. The perception is really great. It generally works on pretty much all character. It gives base HP plus 15. This one is also great because it gives damage reductions. And overflow, this is another great one. It gives the HP recovery 2% over 5 seconds, and obtain a shield from 500% physical defense boost at the beginning of the battle. So it gives more shields kind of stuff at the start to tank more hits and stuff. So that is pretty good. And goes to special slot. It has a delta for like a general usage, which gives skill haste and able to give some additional thing. For the second one and the third one, basically healer sets. So you want to use this one for more of the character that's healing one character. The loop gain is more for kind of AoE healing basically. This is another one that boosts their attack speed and such, so that one is pretty decent. Cluster, which increases crit rates, which is pretty nice, and Convolution, which increases crit damage. And this one with the arrows in it, it skips a dodge rate, so like evasion. That one actually works pretty well with the crow key. So in the future, I want to get the flat defense with the crow key and get a 2-piece on it, and I probably want to use this down here. So that'll be perfect way to go, but I just have to limit break my crow key to decent level so I can unlock these slots. So there are a couple different sets that you can definitely use, and they will last until meta, as you can see from my Chinese account. So don't worry too much though. Right now, just make sure to clear it every day and just trying to finish the set with the main bonus. So my next goal is, I guess, trying to go for croaky overflow sets when I can, because I don't think I have a single one of them. Actually, don't think I do. Yeah, I have 0. So definitely want to use that. And this one I only have purple, so that is not good. And I don't have a 3-piece sets, and I won't have a 3-piece set, so that's not good. Yeah, this one isn't that good. Diva Frez plus 50. It's garbage, I think. anyways. I think we talked about enough about algorithm, and I hope this video edit won't be any longer than an hour, hopefully. But anyways, this is Jake. I'll see you guys next time with more video. Like I said, in the future, where I make more individual character in-depth review video / overview video, that's the time I'm going to be talking about which algorithm set they should be using and such. Right now, just go in, empty your stamina as much as you can every day after you farm your character fragments, after you get the double time bonus from like XP or skill chips or whatever, then go to algorithm sections and try to farm it. Don't wail it too much. Like I said, just take your time, man. This is a game that you don't want to rush too much. Like I said, if you rush too much, you're gonna hit the wall, you're gonna get burnt out. Just don't be like that. Just take your time trying to clear this, and you should be doing just fine. But that is pretty much it for this video. It has been pretty hard for me because I actually just throw away script halfway through. Just way too complicated in my head to just say it to make sense. But hopefully I explained it well enough. And yeah, thanks for watching. As always, it's Jake. I will see you guys next time. Take care.